So now that we're officially back on the thrifting and listing grind, we're gonna head over to Savers today to find some more items to list over on eBay. It's been like 3 or 4 months since we listed on there. We have been getting some sales left and right, just from some residual stuff that we have on there. But a lot has changed since my last video, I think like 4 months ago. But we won't go over that in today's video. Eventually I'll make a video of everything that's going on. But today is National Thrift Day or something like that. So hopefully it's not too busy over at Savers today. We're trying to find somewhere in like 10 to 15, hopefully the 20 item range to have to list for the rest of the week. Because as of right now, we're only thrifting on Saturdays. We go to yard sales in the morning and then we'll go over to Savers or Goodwill in the afternoon. So as of right now, Saturdays are the only days that we're thrifting. So we're hoping to find enough items to have like 2 or 3 items to list per day for the whole week. So that's the goal. We're gonna head over to Savers today. I'll show you some footage of when we're inside the store, some of the stuff that we're looking at. And then once we get back home, we'll go over all the things we found. And then I'll go over some recent sales that we had this past week from all the stuff that we picked up at Savers last Saturday. So let's head out and see what we can find out there today. Usually I'd stick around in the clothes aisle a little longer. This time I just went to go look at the hats, only because last weekend I found a couple really good hats, which I'll show you when we get back home. But in this section over here, I found one of those Sony CyberShots for $10 last weekend. So I'm gonna check this section out first and see if I find anything here. Yeah, I found it hidden back here somewhere. Texas Instruments, $12.99. So just from that little wall right there, I found quite a bit of things. This one I actually sold a 2-pack that I found here last time for like $27. So just like the last one, this one sold really fast as well. It sold the next day after listing it. We had it at $16.98. I took a best offer of $15.50 free shipping. So after all the fees, we probably made somewhere around $9 or so. It's not a huge profit, but these sell usually the same or the next day. So at an $8 or $9 profit, I'll pick these up as long as they're new and sealed anytime I see them. There's a couple other things in here. I'm not sure which one of these are going to be worth keeping, but if any of them are, I'll let you know before we leave here what I ended up picking up. There's like a little old school camera, some remotes and stuff like that. So I'll let you know if any of these were worth picking up. So for me, this is one of my favorite areas to look at anytime I go to the thrift store. I know a lot of people don't have patience to look through the clothing items, but I really like looking through clothes and selling clothes on eBay. And 99% of the time, it doesn't really pay off, but there is that one time that you find a shirt that just brings in a lot more profit than expected. And that's what I found today after looking through a few racks of these shirts. So let me show you what I found here. So I was looking through the clothes, through the shirt racks. I found this thing here. I don't know if it's a fluke. Let me know if you've ever seen this brand of shirt. It's called Teddy Fresh. See if I can see it here. Teddy Fresh Peanuts. One for sale for $75 and another one for $84. I didn't see any that were sold. I just took a quick scan. But again, I don't know if it's a fluke or if these things are really that valuable. But again, $75 to $84. Currently on eBay. So even if I undercut it at say $70 and they want $7.49 for it, yeah, I might pick this one up. But I still got all this stuff to look through. We're pretty much done here for the day. She has all this stuff here that we still have to look through. A bunch of toys. She always does good with toys and like plush and stuff like that. So we're gonna look through all these things and then the rest of the stuff that I have in here. And again, I'll let you know what we end up picking up from all this stuff. All right, so we just got back from Savers. Here's a couple things that we ended up picking up. I think we put like 90% of the stuff back. It just wasn't worth it. And again, it was National Thrift Day today, so they gave us a free reusable bag, so we were able to get that. But a couple things that we got, we've been getting a lot of hats lately, so I just picked this up so I can take some better pictures of hats. This was $3.99. With the discount that we had, the 20% off, it was probably like $2 something. This is the best thing I think I found today. The benefit that I have here is this one's a large, so it's not the same size as the ones that are on there already. So we got this one for $7.49. And then again with that coupon, we got it for $5.99. And again, $75 and $84 are the two that are currently for sale. I don't know what it is about these shirts, but I'm gonna list it somewhere around there only because this one's a different size than the other ones. So I can pretty much list it around the same price. Stay tuned for future videos to see what this thing ends up selling for. I hope it goes for at least 60 bucks or something like that. That'll be a nice profit on that one. So we already got some activity over on eBay fairly quickly on this shirt. We got our first offer of $54. We have it listed at $74.88. So that's $20 below our listing price. I wasn't so eager to jump on that offer yet, so I'm just gonna hold off a little bit longer. But even if I did take this, that would be a nice $40 to $45 profit on it. So I'm gonna hold off just a little longer to see if I can get closer to our asking price. And then here is that carbon monoxide alarm. We got this for $4.99. With that 20% discount, we got this at $3.99. They're not selling for a huge amount, but they are selling pretty fast. That last one that we had that I'll show you here in a second, it sold within 1 hour of posting it on eBay. So these are selling for, again, $17.99 free shipping. We got it for $3.99. So as long as it sells fast, it should make us like a $10 profit on this. And then the rest of this stuff here, I'm just gonna dump out. My wife likes picking up like these bags full of toys and plush. Usually we find 1 or 2 things in each of these bags that pretty much make up the profit, and then the rest we just sell on the side. Like we have this one right here. It has like a LeBron James Space Jam plush. We have that little guy. Bullseye from Toy Story. So just a bunch of stuff like that in there. We got a bunch of like Spider-Man, Batman, a bunch of little figures in here. If you can find the ones that articulate, like the legs, the toes, the hands, all that type of stuff, those are usually worth a lot more. I'll show you what we have listed here from the last trip to Savers. We did find a pretty good action figure in one of these bags. Then we have some more little plushes. I already showed you that one. We have some Marvel characters here. Nothing too crazy, but we got Hulk, some other ones in there. This is just like a little play set. This one I think should do pretty good. This is from Octonauts. These are from Octonauts. I don't know what they are, but they're like, they have little wheels on the bottom to roll. So I don't know if they went on some kind of track or something, but these should do pretty good in a set if we like lot them all together. So it looks like we ended up paying $5.19 with that 20% coupon. So $5, we should make a profit on this. I don't have any doubts about that. Besides that, we got a lot of stuff for the kids. We probably, half the stuff that we bought today was for them. And I don't know about you guys, any of you guys with kids, I don't know if you guys buy stuff for them and when you get home, you just scan it, you see how much it's worth and you kind of just want to list it on eBay and make some profit. But we're gonna let them go ahead and keep that stuff. All this stuff right here is gonna be listed within the week or within this week. We wanna stretch these out all the way until next Saturday until we can get back to Savers again. But let me jump in the room over here and show you the things that we found last week and the things that sold already. Okay, so here are some pickups from last week. We got that smoke alarm set here for $5.99. With the discount, I think it was like $4 something. This is the biggest surprise here. I thought this hat just looked pretty cool. It was a New Era 5950. Usually I'll pick these up at the right price. So we did $5.99 on the smoke alarms and $5.99 on this hat. Again, probably like $4.20 or 30 cents with the discount each. Check out what these things sold for. So the smoke alarms, again, they sold within 1 hour of posting them. $26.05 for those. So we made probably around a $20 profit in less than 1 hour of listing them. And then here is the LA Dodgers hat. This one sold for $59.25 after paying a little over $4 for it. So we made about a $50 profit, and that one sold really fast, I think within a day or two as well. So that was a really good pickup on that hat. And then a couple other hats that we picked up, this Skittles racing hat. It's also a new era. And then you can see there it came with a little wristband. So whoever went to that racing event kept that wristband in there. And then we have this one, Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers. This one I thought was a pretty cool design. It has a US and Canada flag. It was in really good condition. That's why I picked that one up. That one was only $2.99. So let me jump into eBay and show you how those are looking and the other items that we sold from the same trip. Okay, so right here is another figure that we picked up. This is that one that fully articulates, like on the toes, on the ankles, the elbows, the head. This one fully moves. We have this one listed for $44.99. It already has 56 views and 2 watchers. So I think that one is gonna sell fairly quickly here. Here is that Skittles hat. We have this one listed at $14.26 with the current markdown sale that we have. 11 views and 1 watcher on that hat. Here's the second hat, $16.04 with the current sale. This one has 4 views and 2 watchers. I wasn't expecting this one to be a fast mover, but I know eventually the right person will come in and buy that hat. And I just like buying hats in general, so whenever I see some cool hats, I go ahead and pick them up. And then in that same bag of toys that we picked up with the Call of Duty action figure, we got this Dragon Ball Z character. We have this one listed at $14.58. This one also does have some articulation as well. It only has 2 views, so this one probably won't be a quick mover. And a few other things that we picked up here. None of these have any views yet. This is a Lanky Box Ghosty plush. This one we have listed for $9.64. It's like a glow-in-the-dark plush, so that's pretty cool, but 0 views on that one. And then we have some Army action figures that came in that same bag. $8.73 for that lot. No views on that yet. We have a pair of Spider-Man or Marvel characters, $14.39. No views on that one. And then we have a set of Roblox plush as well, $14.99 for those, and also no views on those either. And I want to go ahead, now that we're in here, to show you a couple things that sold. A couple of these might surprise you, but let me go ahead and show you. Here are the 2 things I already showed you here, the smoke detectors and the hat. But check this one out here. This is a fossil watch that I found while I was working. I was actually underneath the house and I found this buried inside the dirt. I saw like a watch strap hanging out. So I pulled the watch strap, and underneath the dirt was this fossil watch. It had 58 views before it sold, and we sold this thing for $42.97 plus shipping. I did say that it wasn't tested and it needed a new battery, but I thought that was pretty cool just for finding that underneath the house. At that same house, I also found this thrown on the side. This is a Chevy pickup hubcap. Really bad condition, as you can see in the pictures there. It's all beat up and discolored. But this one sold for $13.37 plus shipping. And it had 31 views right before this thing sold. So let me know in the comments if you've ever found anything unexpected like that, like the hubcap or the watch that I found underneath the house. It's nothing crazy as far as profit goes, but $50 to $60 from something that I just found laying underneath the house, I don't think that's too bad at all. So those were the sales that we had. And then I know when I was in Savers, I mentioned to you that there was a camera that I found on that same rack. This is a Sony CyberShot camera. I found this for $10.99 inside one of those bags hanging on the wall. Now there are comps for this thing if it is working for over $100, and just for parts only, worst case scenario, if this thing does not work, it's about $40 to $45 parts only. I went ahead and ordered a charger on Amazon for this. This one actually does have, I don't know if you can see it, it has a battery in there. And it also has a memory card in there as well, the SD card. So I'm waiting for that charger to come in the next couple days. I'm going to go ahead and test this, and if it does work, this is going to be a nice profit item right here. So the charger did come in. I tested the camera, and this thing does work. As you can see here, I'm testing it. It powers on, it takes photos and video. Everything works the way it's designed. So I went ahead and listed this as tested and works. We currently have it listed on eBay, $146.48. I included the charger with the extra battery that I ordered. I know I listed this a little high, but I will send out offers or accept any offers, maybe that are above like 120 or so. We currently have 10 views and 1 watcher on this. So I know this is gonna sell fairly quickly. I expect this to sell in the next week or two. So this definitely paid off for a $10 buy at Savers. So that's gonna do it for today's video. I just wanted to bring you along and show you the type of things that I find when I'm out thrifting at stores like Savers and Goodwill. If you wanna follow along and see if any of these items sell, make sure to subscribe and follow the channel here. Or you can follow us over on Instagram. I do post a lot of updates on our stories there. And if you're a newer seller to eBay, Poshmark, or Mercari, I did make a video breaking down the differences in shipping, because I know shipping is one of the biggest headaches for a lot of new resellers. So make sure to check out this video here. This will definitely help you out as you move forward in your reselling business.